Hey, good morning, my Funcle friends and family. I'm doing a little bit of advertising this morning. This is Hotel Breakers. It's on the Cedar Point property. My family's been going down there for many, many years. It's empty. Oh my God! If you haven't been to Cedar Point, you need to go to Cedar Point. Our friends and families have been meeting there. My college buddies have been meeting there for many years with our kids. So our kids kind of grew up knowing one another and having a lot of fun on those rides. So, yeah, Chris wants me to walk down the stairs. I forgot. You don't fall. So, Cedar Point is a place where it's an amusement park. People get together, have a lot of fun, and it's an unfortunate thing, but my dad passed away right during Halloween, and that was kind of a shock because he was only 76. No, he was 72, and he had a heart attack. But yet, my dad worked for General Motors, and I got the General Motors hat on. My dad worked for Nodular Iron, and if you're on 75 heading south and you go over the Zilwaukee Bridge, the factory's right down there under the bridge by the river to the west. So I wanted to talk about my dad. I wanted to talk about his. Give him some honor this morning because he passed away in 2011, October 13th. It's not quite the anniversary. It's the 18th today, but I wanted to give him some honor and talk about him a bit. So, let's talk about my dad as a worker, family man. We're here at my home with Chris. We had you saw the Funcle fun stuff we did at the fire. It's a great thing to have friends and family. So the point is, in all my morning rambling here, and we're just going to go with it, people got to get together. People got to love one another. It's a repeated theme of my message. And we got to honor our fathers, we got to honor our mothers. But I got the GMC hat, and I was like, oh yeah, let's talk about my dad's work experience at General Motors. And I'm just going to cut right to the chase. My dad, we moved out of Flint when I was 2, so do the math. We came up to Clare County, lived in Freeman Township, where my grandmother, a very industrious lady, she owned quite a bit of property, a couple of lakefront, and my dad bought some property from Grandma. My grandma used to throw parties for all the family. We had softball games. We had the most delicious food. We had laughter. We had fishing. My grandma taught me to fish, and it was fun living with Grandma. So I lived in a really cool, loving family environment, out in the country. So it was kind of an idealistic, it was just a phenomenal upbringing. And my dad, I give him responsibility for that, and my mom too. But Patrick Wilford Campbell.
Oh yeah, totally understand.
Used to commute 75 miles one way to work. And he always had a small car. And he worked 6 and 7 days a week. He worked his hind end off as a cupola operator. And in 1972, he put in a idea that he had for the slag, and how the slag was was utilized as part of the furnace operation. He was a cupola operator. He was in charge of all the, cleaning out the cupola and mixing. I guess I'm not a pro at this, but what he did was keep the engine blocks producing at a high efficient, and he was known for that. He was very highly efficient. He used to come home and he'd say, "Hey Dave, how much for a back rub?" And I'd say, "Oh, $5." And I never took the $5, but I would rub his back, and he said, "Here, can you throw me his coveralls?" And they were you'd catch them and you go down because they were soaked with his sweat. And he was trying to teach me, about work. And he said, "Look here," and he had burns from the slag, where it hit his face. And my dad was an amazing man. He taught me how to hunt. He gave me my first camera. He dug us a swimming pool. But anyway, back to the idea. Okay, innovation. Here's where we're going. I'm going to wrap this up. He had an innovative idea for General Motors Corporation in 1972. They gave him a cash award of $10,000. $10,000 cash. Because they adopted his idea. Now, if my dad's idea changed how a predominant manufacturer, right, produced their engine blocks, there you go. This speaks to exactly what I'm telling you guys about how Mr. Corporate investor, Mr. Corporate board, why would you want to today fire these people or get rid of them and let these ideas go out the door? Obviously, and I'm going to put General Motors Corporation on alert right now. Number one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out exactly what my dad's contribution ended up being. And I got an idea. It's probably into the millions or billions of dollars right now that they have benefited from one man's idea. And, we'll see. We'll explore that a little bit. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that. My dad's resting in peace. So I wanted to talk about that because I'm proud of my dad. I'm proud of and I understand the American heart. I'm going to liken my dad and so many people that didn't even get a chance to retire from General Motors. I'm going to tell you people that bad decision making at the corporate level and the financial level and the governance level is raking and destroying the country. And what we're going to do with the Cash Initiative and the Mike model, Cash is going to be community-led. That's your baby. Mike model, Michigan Innovation Knowledge, Michigan Innovation Intermediary and Knowledge Exchange. That's my baby. That's going to be a for-profit. So we're going to look at all kinds of big ticket items, and we are going to build industry in this country. So that is going to happen. But this is the point. You wonder if a politician can do anything? Yes, if they use their heads, okay? You look at what's happened to the country, you look at your personal experiences, you get yourself educated, and then you build a plan, and you put your plan in action, and your plan isn't just, when I get elected, when you get elected, you're a freshman representative down in a snake pit, and they tell you what to do. So I got 2 years to tell them what to do. And you and me are going to engage a process that's going to tell these slackers, okay, here, these entitlement thinkers, okay, it's not the common person who's the entitlement thinker anymore. It's the jackass who owns the company. We own the country. They don't own it. So I got a little bit spun up. Let's bring this back to my dad. Dad, I'm going to take these guys to task. We're going to find out just how much your contribution was worth. We're going to do projections on how exactly, with this corrupt mindset of destroying the American value chain, instead of building like we should be, we have people raking the money from what's already been done and selling off our country. We're going to turn that around, Dad, and we're going to go in the direction of regeneration. So that's my tribute to my dad. I love you, Dad.